about to go down. Lateka S Carter's on a new platform where she educating, enlightening, entertaining, empower the audience worldwide.
Lateka S Carter Show. Lateka S Carter Show. Lateka S Carter Show. It's showtime. Let's go. Hello, hi, hello, and welcome to the Lateka S Carter Show today with Lateka S Carter. I am so grateful and so happy to be on here with you today for another educational moment so that I may be able to help you if you are one who is looking to transition from job to job, role to role, career, or you're just wanting to know how to build an effective resume because you may be looking for a job sometime soon or in the near future. So thank you so much for joining today. I am so grateful to have you on here with me. This will not be long. I want to be able to bring you the points. And if you have questions, please let me know. I would love to be able to assist you. I am Lateka S Carter. For those of you who don't know, I am the CEO and executive consultant of LLC Global LLC. We help individuals and small business owners, primarily women, help them to gain momentum in their strides moving forward into job transitioning, career transitioning, or even setting up their small business. So if this is you, you may have some questions about transitioning, or you may want to really work on long-term goals so that you may be able to transition successfully or find another job altogether. Let's not forget moving forward into your own business. Please feel free to reach out to me. I do offer free consultations for at least the first consultation. I am helping women, as well as I do have men who are coming to me to assist them in their small businesses or answer questions for them. I'm so excited that I have been given the opportunity to help individuals like you, no matter what it is that you have going on. So let's dive into today's show topic, which is how to build an effective resume. Are you looking for a job? Are you looking to transition? I don't know if you're looking to do it right away or you've been sending your application to different places and it just seems like you haven't been able to snag the job or even get the actual interview. So I want to give you some 5 major and basic tips to help you understand how to build your resume effectively. Now, before I give you the first tip, I want to talk to you about if you've been sending your resume out and you haven't been able to really get the job you want, or you're in the process of submitting your resume, but the market may have changed a little bit. I want to bring you in, just in case you don't know about the ATS system. So it's not like it used to be. I don't know how far back in the day you want to go, but I'm just going to say, for the sake of this show, back in the day, we could fill out a job application and attach our resume with it and then submit it to the company, whomever, if it was a hiring manager or you left it at the front desk, you left it with the receptionist. That was back in the day. So now that we have progressed a lot more technically, and moved into a technically savvy world, a lot of employers are pulling in on this system, which is called the applicant tracking system. That means when you're filling out a job application online, you're sending in your resume, they actually have a system that has a certain algorithm that has been put in place. It's a software. So as you are filling out the application and submitting your resume online, it goes through a certain algorithm in that employer's software package, which is the ATS system, and it's looking for key words. So sometimes that may be the main reason why you haven't been able to get to the actual interview phase because of the ATS system. That doesn't mean that you don't meet the criteria or you wouldn't be good for that role. What it means is maybe you need to tweak your resume a little bit more. So as the employers are moving along with the software for the ATF, you have to get in front of this system so that your resume can be competitive, it can be effective, especially if it's a good job. And of course, right now, a lot of companies have geared up to hire more people. So I don't know exactly what it is that you may be looking for, but I just want to let you know how to make your resume be more effective and more competitive, especially when you may not have all of, or should I say, a strong presentation with your work history, skill set, or requirements. So let's dive into the 5 tips on building an effective resume. So, the first tip that I would love to give you right now is research the job descriptions. Okay. So, if you know it's a specific job that you are looking for, and this is not for everyone because some people they just need a job. So, they're going for whatever it is that they can get a job that they can bring in. It may not be the actual job that they really want to have. They could just be at that point that, listen, the first company that hires me, I'm going for it. But I want to share this information with you so that if you're someone who is trying to be strategic with the type of job or role that you're looking to pull in, understand the type of job role, the descriptions that you are looking for. So that means when you're going on to places like Indeed, Career Builder, all these other companies, even the actual employer themselves, abc.com, just using that for example. If abc.com was an actual bank and you wanted to get hired, using this as an example, as a teller. So if you're going to abc.com, you're looking for their careers that they're offering, even Amazon, Walmart, just throwing any kind of companies that you can think of. You're going to a specific tab that they have dedicated for online job opportunities. So when you start looking for the different roles that ABC, for an example.com has available, you're looking on their career page, you're looking at the different opportunities the employment opportunities that they have available. If you're looking for a specific role, as I shared with you a few moments ago, using a teller for an example, well, when you start looking at that particular role, it has a job description. It has duties and responsibilities. It also has on there the requirements or skill sets that they are looking for in hiring the candidate. They are also looking for a certain educational level. So if you are someone who is out here and you're trying to be competitive with your resume, and there are many people who are looking for the same job opportunity that you want to, first tip, look at the job description of what we just used as a teller. So as you're looking at the job description as a teller, it's going to list out the descriptions. Look at those key roles. This is what the employer has stated. This role is describing the responsibilities and the duties. And then it's going to break down the requirements. Do you have to have at least a high school diploma, or do you have to have a bachelor's degree in finance? And then you're going to find a lot of employers who understand that everyone doesn't have an actual bachelor's degree for certain roles. So they may have, do you have a bachelor's degree, or how many ever years equivalent in experience. So those are just some of the things you should be looking for when you are going onto the different sites, looking at the job descriptions, looking at the duties, responsibilities, and even skill sets. Do they want you to have certain skill sets, certain education levels? So that's one thing. The number one tip is research. Any role that you're looking to pull in to get an interview for, look at the job descriptions, the roles, the responsibilities, the duties, the requirements, the skill set levels. Look at those things and research each one. That will help you narrow down if you feel, based on your qualifications, if it would be a suitable job for you. Now, number two would be compare previous job history against the desired new position that you want. That means after you have done your research and looking for the job roles that you would like to apply for, before you hit that apply button and before you go back to your resume that you already put together, please take a moment and just compare your job history, however many years it goes back, how many ever jobs you've had that goes back. Look at your resume. Start comparing your previous job history against that new desired position that you really want to apply. So as you're looking at those things, what am I sharing with you? I'm letting you know that when you're looking at that job description, when you do step number one, there are certain keywords that you have to make sure you are listing on your resume as well. So number one is research the job description, everything that is required of that role, as well as the skill sets, the education. And then number two is compare it. Compare what that employer is asking for in a candidate with your job history. Now, after you do that, we're going to number three. The next tip that I'm giving you is review your current resume. Don't just go to your resume and start tweaking it. Review it first. So when you start reviewing it, you're looking to see what you have done. You want to make sure that you have everything listed in a I apologize for that. That you have everything in a chronological order on your resume. I'm not going to go over formatting right now because I just want to give you tips. That goes into a different type of topic, and I will be talking about that another time. But for today, I really just want to share the tips on building an effective resume. So when you are reviewing your current resume, you're looking to see what you have already listed on your resume, because sometimes we'll want to rebuild a resume from scratch when you already have a lot of great points on there. And to be honest, if you have something on your resume that you've done 10 years ago, can you really remember everything that you did 10 years ago on that particular job? So that's why it's important to just review or recap through all of the different jobs that you've held, that you have listed on that particular resume. Now, after you have done that, we're going to step 4. And step 4 is, or tip 4 is, adjust your resume to make changes by comparing to the desired job description using the keywords. So that's why it's important. First, you take a moment to review what the employer is looking for in a candidate. And then the tip number 2 was comparing your previous job history against the new position. What have you done in your past? Just thinking about the job role titles, the job responsibilities. Did you acquire any certificates? Did you acquire any type of new skill sets or learn a new software program through that company that could assist you with being a qualified candidate for that particular new job, new desired role you would like to have. So, number four, after you reviewed your current resume, not making any changes, number four is where we're going to kick in. And you're going to start making changes. You're going to look at what your current resume is. You've already should have already made notes based on what you've done in your past, against what the new employer is looking to get in the candidate for him or her to qualify. And you start making the changes based off of the keywords. So when I say keywords, what am I talking about? Keywords. Let me go to customer service. That's just a easier one because not everyone has been a teller before. So just utilizing keywords with customer service. Well, of course, service, customer is going to be something. How did you help the customer? How did you assist what was the previous job functions that you have had the responsibilities of doing in the previous roles? If you align it with what the current employer or company is looking for in a new candidate. So when you look at the keywords that they have listed, do you have any of those keywords listed in your resume as well? And sometimes it's also great to go out to your search engine like Google or any of these other search engines that you would want to use. And you type in, if we're talking about just customer service rep, you type in customer service rep responsibilities or duties and look to see what's coming up, because sometimes we just may not understand the type of words that we need to select to put in our resume to build it so that it will be effective, because maybe we were using other action words. So it's important that you look at the qualifications of the desired role that you want, and make sure that your resume is matching the keywords or the key phrases. For example, maybe this customer service rep is going to be on the telephone handling cold calls, which means you're just steady transferring. You're not introducing the customer to the next department or the next phase. You're just sending the calls over to the next department or into the next phase of that call. So maybe that's something they're looking for in a customer rep, is the ability to be on the phone all the time. And another thing that I do when I come back and I'll bring up my next show, I'll make sure I bring some examples in so that way we can look at, just pull up a job. And that's probably what I do the next time, is just pull up a job and pull it on the screen so I can read what the job description says. And then I can show you some of the keywords and how to build it into your resume. So just using for an example today, because we could talk about building a resume for a long time, because there's just so many nuances that you could add into your resume when you're looking to build it. But the most important thing is making sure that your resume is competitive and it is effective, because there are other people out there looking for the same role that you're looking for. And if you've been someone who has been applying for current positions, but you haven't been able to snag the interview or snag the job, then this is important to understand. Simple 5 tips, but important 5 tips that will help you in building an effective resume. So let's go to number 5. The last tip that I'm leaving with you on this is review by comparison. And that means matching up the new desired job description, the duties, the qualifications, and the requirements of that desired job description against your adjusted or edited resume that you have just built, making sure that you have utilized those keywords and those keywords of what you've seen in the job description or the qualifications. If they're saying that they want to know if you've managed 4 years or 5 years, you want to be able to put that in that you've managed employees before. You want to put, if they're looking for certain responsibilities with accepting payments, you want to make sure that you have something in your resume that is saying you were responsible for accepting payments, whatever that those kind of payments were. It could be past due payments, current accounts, what have you, but you want to make sure that you're utilizing the words that you have seen in the job description. And of course, by no means, don't lie about it. If you didn't do these things, don't put it on your resume that you didn't do it. I had a consultation with someone before who reached out to me about they wanted to apply for a new role, new role, and they've done some of the work that was on the job description, but she was actually comparing it against her former or her current employer. So she was trying to transition in another role. And in that the new role, it was kind of stretching some of the things that she would qualify for if she just utilized it based off of her current job. So I had her to go back through history of her job history to remember the things that she has done in her past on these roles and compare it to what the new desired position she was looking to get. So that just meant she utilized the words and just fixed it to make sure, yes, I've done that before. I forgot that I done that. And sometimes it's just the way that it's worded with the new role compared to the way that you worded it from your previous employer. So it's good to utilize it and compare it throughout your job history to make sure that you can use that job as a reference point, that you have done some of the, or all of the requirements or qualifications that that particular company is looking for. So using the keywords are very important, and that is important because of the ATS system that most employers are using today. And if you're just coming in, you missed that part, I'm just going to go back over that, which is ATS is the applicant tracking system. It is a software that most employers are using to skim through your resume, to scan and look for formatting, to scan and look for keywords. And the reason why I say formatting, I won't dive into that today, but the reason why I'm saying formatting is if you are trying to get all fancy with your resume with all these squiggly lines and borders, and it may look great up front, it may look great on paper, but will the system recognize it? Because it's recognizing certain formats that has been configured into the algorithm. So if your formatting is if your name is listed somewhere where the algorithm doesn't find it, you're already missing out. So that's why it's important that you try to follow systems formatting. Not that you may be someone that loves your leaves, loves your flowers, loves being able to spread love through your resume, but for the sake of really trying to snag the job, maybe this is not the time to do it if you're really looking to elevate your life and moving into a different role. Last step, I've already given you 5, but I wanted to give you a bonus. And the bonus that I wanted to give you with this is just before you hit that apply, before you hit upload your resume, make sure you have spelled checked your resume. Make sure you have spell check. If you're going online to fill out the application, make sure, especially these employers who are allowing you to, you're putting in your information and you're following the button that says next, and you're following the next button, and until you get to the end, and they're allowing you to see what you have entered into each section within that online application. So make sure you just don't get in a hurry and overlook it. Make sure you go back and look to your name is spelled right, your phone number is on there correctly, because we can fat key numbers and we can transpose letters at the same time. Not saying that you don't have it going on, because I know you do, but these are just common errors that if we don't go back and check ourselves, then this could be a very good reason why you're not moving on to the interview process. So if the employers are using the ATS systems, the applicant tracking systems, if you have transposed a letter or a number in your email address, you won't get the email. Okay, so they could be trying to find you, but they won't be able to track you down, because a lot of these systems, once the actual they receive the keywords, they have the algorithms put in, they can have a simple button that just says these applicants are lined up through the algorithm and they are moving forward to the next phase. And it's an electronic phase that will shoot you out an email that will let you know we would like to interview you. And if you don't get that email because you didn't go back to check to make sure your email was spelled correctly, then you might be missing out. So that's why it's important before you hit that button to submit. You may be anxious. You may feel like, girl, thank you for helping me out. I got this. I'm ready to go. Pull it back and just make sure everything, hit that spell check. If you're using Word, hit that spell check to make sure that you have spelled words correctly. And there's a lot of electronic systems out here now that will transpose our words or move them around. Maybe you didn't mean to spell it the way that the computer recognized to spell it. So that's why it's important that you hit spell check, but also utilize your eyes to be as accurate as possible. And it's also good to be able to just read out loud, because sometimes you're able to catch errors that you are making simply because you're reading it and you're listening at the same time. And another thing is formatting. Again, I won't go into formatting on this one, but I'm going to go in formatting another time, making sure that your resume is formatted, because I just shared with you about the ATS system, how it's set up. If your name is on the bottom and the algorithm is set to look for your name at the top left, top right, top center, your header, and you got all these borders going on, the little squigglies, they so pretty, I get it, but you know what, you really want this job right, especially if it's a game changer for you. So formatting is everything. Also, updating your contact information, especially if you have created your resume in the past. I don't want you to get ahead of yourself while I just share with you the 5 different tips to build an effective resume, where you forget to check my name, check. That's right. My address. Yeah, that's right. That's the right address. Making sure all of that information is good, especially what if you're looking for a remote position and they have remote positions in that certain area where you live. Well, it's good to know that you live in a certain state or a certain city. Algorithms are set in place so that these employers don't have to do what we had to do back in the day, which was hand check everything and skim through. And I'm going to be talking about that again another time, about the once the hiring manager or the interviewing manager gets your resume. Think about it. If they have 100 resumes and only one role to fill, they have to skim through the resumes. So they're not looking at every single line that you listed on your resume. They're looking for keywords, because they know I'm short on time. Maybe they're short staffed and I really need to get this candidate hired. So that's why it's important to make sure you're doing not the most, but you're doing the best at make you're doing the best at checking your own self. And lastly, if you're someone who would you have a professional social media such as LinkedIn. I'm not going to tell you to do Facebook or Instagram unless that's professional. But I want you to understand that there are some employers who are going back because they have your names, especially if you are a strong candidate and they're narrowing down the candidates for the role they're looking to hire. They could potentially go to your social media pages to check you out. So if you've been on social media twerking and TikToking and you and such doing whatever and you saying whatever, you're posting whatever, woo, you might have it going on education with education. You might have it going on skill set. You may have it going on. You may be the true candidate, but if they're judging you also based off of what they see on your social media page, that could be another indicator why you don't move forward in getting the job. So if you're going to use professional social media pages like LinkedIn, and I'm sure there's some others, just make sure whatever you want anyone, such as an employer, a possible potential employer, to see, that you have it listed on your LinkedIn page and it looks as professional, polished as possible. So I hope you have enjoyed today with me showing. Hello, Jenny. God bless you. So good to see you. Good afternoon. Hi, Andrew. How are you? We check Facebook in the government. I bet you do. And it tells a lot of things, doesn't it? Because when it comes to IG, it comes to Facebook, people have a tendency to be more relaxed in communicating with people. So it's so true. Yes, I bet you do. Thank you so much. So I appreciate you joining in today. And if you're someone who, of course, you're watching this in replay, if you feel like this can help someone else, this is a lot of information that I'm giving out for free. And that means that I also give out one free consultation to you if you are someone who is looking to receive a free consultation. It could be time management. It could be maybe you want to talk about your credit. I'm not going to tell you how to repair your credit, like you pull it and I see it. I'm not doing that, but I will talk to you about your credit if you want to talk about things. If you're looking to make your credit better, if you're looking to, you want to apply for a loan or apply for a credit card or get your credit score up. Because I've worked in finance for over 20 years, I do have a plethora of knowledge. And one thing I will let you know too, when you are applying for jobs, I had this conversation with a client the other day that most employers, they pull your credit now. And it really depends on the type of role you're looking to get, the type of company that you are looking to be employed through. They're going to look to see how well you have paid your bills. They're going to look to see, they're just going to be looking at your credit overall. Because when I used in the beginning, a teller, if you're someone who's trying to get a teller position, but your credit, it is not good, that's going to stop you all day long. So it's important that you understand certain roles are going to require credit reports. And I know I have a role right now that I work on my current job. I had to be fingerprinted as well as credit, and I have to go through that every single year. So my name is in the system because of what I do on my current job. So and of course, with me working in banking and finances, working at Bank of America, I worked at BB&T. I'm telling you, I worked for a loan servicing company. We're dealing with people's social security numbers. We're dealing with people accounts. We're able to see this information. Something as simple, even when I worked in bankruptcy, I worked in REO sales. You're seeing people's information. Working at places like McDonald's. Now, I haven't worked at McDonald's since I was 15, so I don't know what they're doing at McDonald's. I can't think that they're really pulling people's credit. But what I'm saying is, people, even there, they're getting your credit cards or your debit cards and they're swiping it. And I have been in places where people have stolen my Discover. I went in and I saw where somebody had hit. They brought me my card back while I'm at a restaurant, but they also charged my Discover card with something they were trying to do in their business. So that's why I'm saying, you just, because of so many things that are going on, and it doesn't mean that you may have been in a position where life happened, been there, done that, where your credit is really messed up or is challenged. Let me not use that word messed up, please forgive me. Where it's challenged and you need some help. You need to understand how to build your credit, how to fix your credit, what you should do. Come talk to me. Those are things that I also have conversations with, as well as, of course, job transitioning, whether you're looking to transition from role to role, company to company, transitioning from career, moving into a small business, even helping you to set up your small business, structuring your small business. I am someone that you can speak to. I can do consultations with you. Now, I can also not just free consultations, but I also have consultations listed on my website where you can also hire me to consult you for your career or consult you for your small business, as well as train some of your employees if there's something that's going on that you need my services. It's a flat fee. I'll take a retainer and we can work out how many ever times we need to schedule to get you to the end game for the results. Those are things that I also do. Now, the most important thing that I do that I absolutely love doing is helping women wake up winning every day. And that means I have a 12-month career coaching program exclusively for women. And that means when I say career, it doesn't mean that it's just job based. We tackle whatever it is you need to discuss. It's not about getting a job and going to another job, trying to chase the bag. Because listen, the higher up you go, the more money you make, the more problems, true enough, people can tend to have. So moving from one job because you don't like it, going to another job does not mean that it's going to be better for you. So I help women to understand, work on self, how to get you together. And that means if you need, we're definitely going to be talking about time management. And time management means managing you, managing your time throughout the day. And that really means how to manage you to prioritize your life and your goals every day. I have a client that I'm working with, even with that, helping them to understand how to maximize the hours in a day or how to maximize and even with family. You will be amazed at how many people wear so many hats and they're looking at the end result. They don't know how to really take it day by day and they're just feeling so overwhelming, they're quitting. So before you quit, come talk to me. And when I say quitting, I'm talking about quitting in life, quitting your dreams, thinking it's not going to happen, thinking life has happened. What am I to do? Listen, we can work through all of that. I do that in my 12-month coaching program. And one thing, after we go through what is called the first month where we're detoxing and recalibrating our lives or your life, we are then setting up your plan of action. And I call that my POAs. That means based on what you have seen after you have detoxed your life, because we'll detox our body, but we also have to detox our life with people, places, and things. We have to detox bad spending habits. We have to detox bad conversations. We have to detox the way we're thinking. And I'm going to help you to be able to see how to pinpoint those things. Then we're going to recalibrate. And once we recalibrate, we're going to pull in your plans. What is it that you want to accomplish by the end of this program? It could be transitioning from a job to job, role to role, company to company, or even moving forward in your small business, or stepping your small business up. Maybe you want to do e-commerce, or maybe you want to start a brick and mortar. You need a POS system. You need a CRM in the background. You need websites. You need marketing. I'm helping women do those things. And if you just want to get a consultation for me to assist you with those things, of course, we can do that as well. And that doesn't just have to be a woman. I could do that for men or women. But my coaching program is exclusively for women. So there's so much that I could talk about because I definitely love helping people and I love what I do. And that's what we want, to wake up winning every day, but also where we're doing the things in life that we really want to do and get paid for it. So I want to help you learn how to get that in order and how to wake up winning every day. Don't forget, it's a free consultation. I do not put you in a position where you feel like you have to move forward into anything. You can talk to anyone that I have consulted before. There was never any pressure for anything. I freely gave and over delivered information that caused them to actually see their way through whatever that particular situation was. Not to mention helping someone to see how to make $16,000 from one idea off of one event with numbers. So this is not saying hypothetical. These are with numbers. So at this point, there's no way that a person should do certain things at an event and not make bottom line numbers. So that was something that I was showing my client how it's possible. So if you would love to reach out to me so that you can have your free consultation, I have it scrolling across the screen. If you're on IG, you're seeing this, you're not seeing my screen, of course, you can go to lscgloballc.com or go to my profile. And you can click the link in my profile if you're on IG. You see it on my the ones who are streaming with me on YouTube and Facebook. You see it scrolling across my screen. Now, if you want to start my program today or schedule for your free assessment, your free consultation, it's only $125 to get started. Now, that's not with you having the consultation, the assessment. That's free. I'm not looking for any money in the beginning, only if you want to move forward. So if you want to move forward, it's only $125 to get started. I offer 12 to 24 months payment plans. And I go through my CRM, and the actual company that I work with is called AffiniPay, and they are the ones who collect my payment. So there's no need to have a credit check. There's no need for you to qualify. Well, let me say this. Only the way for you to qualify would be for you to have a debit card, a credit card, or a checking account, savings account, wherever you would want your funds deducted. I can also do bi-weekly. I do have a client that wanted bi-weekly programs. I reached out to my AffiniPay. They said, yes, you can set it up. So we have bi-weekly and monthly payments that you can make. I am easy to work with because at the end of the day, you winning is what matters to me. So thank you again for today. I hope you enjoyed how to build an effective resume. I will see you again next week. May you have one incredible weekend. Peace and blessings.